Hello everyone, this is Komal and today we are going to discuss class 9 chapter number 14 humidity. In this chapter we will discuss about the meaning and difference between meaning of humidity and its definition, then precipitation forms and types of rainfall. There are 3 types of rainfall, then factors affecting for the distribution of rainfall through the map. So all these 4 things we will discuss through this chapter. There are 2 topics which are completely reduced from your syllabus due to the COVID-19. For this session only, the difference between relative and absolute humidity and evaporation and condensation. Forms of condensation like clouds, dew, frost, fog and mist, all those things. So I will start this chapter with the definition of part of humidity. So meaning of humidity is the amount of water vapor which is present in the air at a particular time and place. Basically we are saying that the water vapor condition of the air is called as the humidity of the air. So water vapor which are present in the air and creating the atmospheric humid over the area, so that is the humidity. Water vapor amount varies greatly from time to time and place to place. So areas which are having more humid, they are having the more water vapor in the air. So that's why we are saying that this area is very much humid, and it is vary from time to time. So it is not, we cannot say that this time it is very humid and in morning and evening or the day after tomorrow it will be the same condition. No, we are having the variations in temperature and climate and humidity also. So humidity is measured in the percentage. In percentage we are calculating humidity in 2 forms, relative humidity and absolute humidity. But the definition part we will not discuss in this chapter. You already know about the relative humidity and absolute humidity as you were learned from the earliest classes also. So it is expressed in the 2 forms, relative and absolute. Now the next thing is humidity level. How we can measure the humidity level? It is levels are of 2 types. The first one, when we are having too high humidity and we are having the run of risk, then the following condition arises. The first one, growing mold and bacteria, then stuffy conditions as you having the locking condition in your nose, then overall discomfort. And if we will say there is a very low humidity, or we can say that too low, then the risk of catching a cold or infection. We can definitely catch with cold and cough condition if there will be a very low humidity in the air. Then dry and itchy skin arises as you can see during the winter season. Then damaging your house, wood, siding or paints. As you are saying on the walls that the paint is fluctuating from the pulling out from the walls. It happens due to the damaging condition of the humidity level that becomes too low. Now the next thing is the precipitation forms. The precipitation is defined as the water in liquid or solid forms falling to the earth, as it is in the different forms like hail, snow, sleet, rain and drizzle. All are the basic common forms of the precipitation. The first one, rain. It is formed when cloud droplets cause to form one into drops. After forming different drops, they are pouring into the earth's surface and they are becoming in the different levels of amount. So that's why the rain is formed. Then snow, that is consist of crystals of ice which grow directly from the water vapor. Then hailstones are small round balls of ice which are having diameter of 0.5 to 5 centimeter. Sometimes we are having very bigger hailstones in some areas and some are having very small ones. So conditions necessary for the precipitation. There are 4 basic conditions which are necessary. The first one, temperature at which condensation takes place. If condensation takes place or the thickness of the atmosphere takes place, after that the precipitation occur. Then air must be cooled below its dew point. Dew point, that is the 0 degree Celsius. If it is going below the dew point, then the precipitation takes place. Then saturated air is needed and presence of dust particle in the air. Now the next is the types of rainfall. There are 3 basic types of rainfall. The first one, convectional rainfall, second orographic, and the third one cyclonic or the frontal rainfall. So the first one, convectional rainfall, This happens in the regions of the equatorial areas or the equatorial zones. And factors which are necessary for the convectional rainfall are intense heating of the surface and abundant supply of moisture over there. Then pressure, they are due to the intense heating of the surface, the air gets heated and expands and rise up convectionally and holding moisture. After convection, the moisture contains in it and they are holding upward to rising upward to the air. Then when it is cooled adequately, the temperature falls below dew point and resulting in the formation of clouds. Then it is also called a 4 o'clock rainfall. As we are saying in the equatorial areas that convectional rainfall takes place. Convectional rainfall which is happen after 4 o'clock in the evening time, because sun rays are direct on the equator sides, and during the daytime they are having direct rays of the sun, and due to the rays of the sun or the heating of the atmosphere, the water vapor goes up and humidity takes place, and after 4 o'clock when temperature becomes cooled down, and after that the rainfall happen, the condensation takes place and rainfall happen. Now the orographic rainfall, it mostly occur in the regions of mountain, and most moisture laden winds are blowing over there and atmospheric pressure very much. Then the pressure over there is the moisture laden wind is forced to rise along the side of the mountain and cool down. Then maximum precipitation in the form of rain and snow occurs on the windward side of the mountain. And leeward side, which is called the rain shadow region, is relatively dry as air is dry and pressure decreases over there. Then for example, for the orographic rainfall, our Western Ghats in the windward side get maximum rainfall. Now the third one, the cyclonic rainfall, mostly occurs near doldrums when trade winds are meeting. Then mass of warm air, that is the warm front, meets the cold air and they are making the cold front. So mass of warm air, it is meets with the cold air and they are making the atmospheric warm. Cyclonic rain occurs when a mass of warm air meets the mass of cold air, and with that they are making the circulation motion and cyclonic rainfall happen. The warm air rises above the cooler air. Condensation takes place and followed by the formation of clouds and rainfall. For example, winter rainfall in the northwest India. Now, the next is the convectional rainfall. I will discuss through the diagram how the convectional rainfall happen. In this diagram, you are seeing that the atmosphere heated up due to the direct rays of the sun. As the surface of the earth is heated up, the warm air rising toward the upside, and torrential rain is coming through the cumulonimbus clouds, and condensation takes place with the rising air of warm with the saturation cooling and expanding. Precipitation form like relative humidity increases over there and temperature decreases, so thunderstorm also is common over there. Then pressure is also decreases in the areas which are having convectional rainfall, or you can say that the equatorial rainfall. Now the next is the orographic rainfall. In this diagram, through this diagram, I will show you that how the orographic rainfall takes place, that moist air rising from the below area to the upside to the peak of the mountain, and the cumulonimbus clouds are formed there, and due to that they are raining toward the one side of the mountain, and toward the other side of the mountain, that is the rain shadow area, they are having very warm and compressed temperature. So pressure increases in the rain shadow area, and in temperature is also increases. So relative humidity decreases over there and rapid evaporation, that means no rain condition arises. Toward the left side, where the condensation takes place, in this saturation relative humidity that is of 100% and cooling temperature decreases, and expansion, the pressure decreases over the sides of the mountain. So the next thing is the cyclonic or the frontal rainfall. In this diagram, the cyclonic rainfall is happening because the warm air rises over cold air and it expands and cools, and condensation takes place and clouds and rain form. And when cold air front is coming from the other side, this line represents the plane separating warm air from the cold air. From one side warm air is coming and from other side cold air is coming, and after the meeting point They are meeting at one place and they are making the cyclonic rainfall, that is the frontal rainfall over the area. Then the next important topic related with this chapter is the factors which are affecting the distribution of rainfall. There are five main basic five main basic factors. The first one, air pressure. Air pressure means the lower pressure results in the higher rate of evaporation. Due to the air pressure, if we are having lower pressure, that means higher rate of evaporation in those areas. Then availability of water. Availability of water, then if the rate of evaporation greater over oceans and water bodies, that means the evaporation is always over greater in the oceanic and water bodies area as compared to the land area. Then temperature. Temperature, it is divided into two forms. The first one, evaporation directly proportional to the temperature, and the second one, warmer the evaporating surface, the higher the rate of the evaporation. So temperature always responsible for the evaporation of the earth surface, or you can say the water bodies. Then relative humidity. The dry air evaporates more water than the moist air. The dry air, which is having more thickness of water, thinness of water, they are evaporating more water than the moist air. Then areas of evaporating surface, the larger the area, the more the evaporation will be there. Now, by all those things, I have completed this chapter. If you will get any query, you can ask me through comment section. And now the time for the homework. You have to solve the back exercise of this chapter and write down all the technical terms in your notebooks. You have to solve the technical terms which are given at the last of the B point: absolute humidity, relative humidity, dew point, clouds, hail and fog, and you have to draw a diagram also. One diagram is given over here to show the three types of rainfall. I have discussed that one diagram in the video also. Through that you can get the idea how to draw that diagram. Thank you. Have a nice day.